Twilight was settling over a desolate dirt road. In the backwoods of Wisconsin, the March wind was biting, but the figure stumbling along the roadside didn't seem to feel the cold. A farmer driving home slammed on his brakes as his headlights caught her. She was barefoot, her clothes torn, and covered in mud. She was trembling violently, but the farmer's eyes were drawn not to her face, but to her left arm. There, carved deep into her flesh with a sharp object, was a word, B-O-Y. The blood was still fresh. The girl looked at the farmer with wide, terrified eyes and whispered,
"He tried to kill me."
"He was going to kill me." The farmer immediately dialed 911. When police arrived, 21-year-old Ezra McCandless was rushed to the hospital. Even the doctors were chilled by the word boy carved into her skin. Ezra told the police a horrifying story. She claimed her ex-boyfriend Alex Woodworth had become obsessed with her. According to her, Alex had forced her into her car and driven her to this isolated forest. She said he had snapped. He attacked her, trapped her in the vehicle, and pulled out a hunting knife. Ezra claimed she fought for her life against this monster, managed to escape, but he caught her and carved that word into her arm. To mark her as his property, she painted a picture of a miraculous escape from death. A manhunt began immediately. Police believed a dangerous predator was loose in the woods. Canine units and flashlights swept the darkness. Hours later, they found the car Ezra had described. It was stuck deep in the mud on a lonely logging road. The door was open. Police approached with weapons drawn, expecting an ambush. But when their lights hit the interior, they didn't find an attacker. They found a body, Alex Woodworth. He was lying face down in the backseat footwell. The floor was soaked in blood. He had been brutally stabbed. Legally, killing an attacker to save your own life is not a crime. Initially, investigators treated this as a classic case of self-defense. But as the forensic team processed the scene, the cracks in Ezra's story began to show. An experienced detective noticed a crucial detail. The road Ezra claimed to have run down was miles of wet, churning mud, yet in the photos taken at the hospital, her bare feet were almost clean. If she had run for her life through that terrain, her feet should have been caked in mud. That was the first red flag. Then they examined the carving on her arm. Forensic experts noted the cuts were too controlled, too shallow, and precise. Most damning of all, the word boy was oriented to be read by Ezra herself, not an observer. It looked like someone had stood in front of a mirror and carved it into their own skin. The autopsy turned suspicion into certainty. Alex hadn't been stabbed once or twice. He was stabbed 16 times. These weren't defensive wounds. This was overkill. It was rage. Even worse, Alex had no defensive wounds on his hands. He never saw it coming. He hadn't been fighting. He was ambushed. The question remained, why? Why would a 21-year-old girl brutally murder her close friend? The investigation peeled back the layers of Ezra's life to reveal a disturbing psychological profile. Ezra was a pathological liar who thrived on attention. She lived in a world of fabrication, inventing fake pregnancies, miscarriages, and phantom illnesses. She did this to keep people, especially her current boyfriend, Jason Mengel, tied to her. But Jason was pulling away. He was tired of the drama. Ezra realized her sick card wasn't working anymore. She needed something bigger. She needed a catastrophe so horrific that Jason would never leave her side again. She needed to become the ultimate survivor. And for this twisted play, she needed a villain. Alex Woodworth wasn't her enemy. He was a prop. She didn't kill him out of hatred. She sacrificed him to feed her desperate hunger for attention. She decided to murder him and frame him as a rapist, solving all her problems with one cold-blooded act. The digital footprint tore her mask off completely. Police accessed her phone data and found the smoking gun. Days before the murder, she had Googled, "Can a neck wound kill you?" and "How to knock yourself out." The reality was far darker than her story. She hadn't been kidnapped, no. She had lured Alex there. She intentionally got the car stuck in the mud. Then she pulled the knife she had hidden and attacked him. After watching him die, she tore her own shirt, messed up her hair, and then, with chilling focus, she carved that word into her own arm just to sell the lie. When police finally arrested her, Ezra's arrogance was on full display. As she stood for her mugshot, she didn't cry. She didn't look remorseful. Instead, She looked directly into the lens and offered a faint, triumphant smirk. She truly believed her performance, and the scars on her arm would fool the jury. She thought she had outsmarted everyone, but she forgot one thing: forensic science doesn't lie. In court, that smirk became the symbol of her narcissism. She was found guilty and sentenced to life in prison. Ezra McCandless thought she was directing her own movie, but the evidence rewrote the ending. This file might be closed, but inside the dossier, there are countless secrets buried, waiting to be uncovered. If you want to do more than just hear a story, if you want to decode the criminal mind, hit that subscribe button now. This is The Dossier, case closed.